It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019 100.5, 1450 WGNSSports.com and Big G TV.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Dr. Automotive, the cure for your car, professional auto repair and maintenance from ASE certified mechanics and master mechanics. Check them out online at autorepairsmyrna.com. Danny Brewer back with you. Man, I tell you what, it just keeps getting better. Now I'm with Oakland High School head coach Tony Rutland, the Tony Rutland, I will say. Man, we're ecstatic to have you here, Coach.
I appreciate you. Always love what y'all do for everybody in the county, and especially for all the sports in the county. And I love listening to everything.
Well, the thing about it for me, high school sports is at the top of the heap. Yep. I mean, I think it's the top of the heap because the pureness of it all, yep. the camaraderie that's developed, the spirit, because when you go to Oakland Gym, you see them banners hanging in there. You see some guys who played on those teams. I mean, and it's like that at several of the older schools around here where the old school folks still turn out to support their local community high school.
It reminds me of going in the Dean Smith Center where you see Michael Jordan and you see all the banners that they have, and then you kind of get lost in the flags and stuff like that. But, yeah, the history is there. And, like I was saying earlier, for basketball, we have to step our game up and try to match the level of football and swim and other sports that are doing well.
Absolutely right. So kind of a little bit more on your back there, but a challenge you welcome.
Oh, definitely welcome it. And we're starting to come and play, and it's going to take some time, but at the end of the day, I think we're working hard.
Okay, so obviously you know how superstitious I am because I'm a horse guy. Don't want to jinx you, but right now Oakland basketball may be the hottest team in the county.
Yeah, I still think Rockville is still one of the best teams in the county. But we're starting to buy into what we've been trying to preach all year, and I think the kids are finally seeing they have to do it the way that we want it as coaches. And when they see the results, they're starting to see how it can be fun and be successful at the same time.
Finding that light switch.
It is. And, I think a lot of times you talk about senior leadership, Josh and Lane and Yeshaya, they're great seniors. They had great careers at Oakland. But, what legacy do they want to leave at Oakland? And that's one of the biggest things that we preach to them. You can't take championships away from anyone. So if that's something that they want to leave as a legacy, then, we have a chance to win either a district, region, or go to state. So they see it, and they're working.
So let's talk a little bit about the week that was. Mention a couple of those kids that you just talked about. Had a great week, 2 wins, and you had several double-figure scores, I think, against the win over Rockvale, which was a big win for you guys. 3 kids in double figures, and a couple of those kids you just mentioned were 2 of those.
Yeah, I think Malik Sanders right now is probably one of the hottest players in the region. He's a workaholic. I was just saying in the last 6 games, he's probably shooting over 70% from the field. And he's not just a 2-point shooter. He shoots threes as well. So, for his size, I don't want him to settle for jump shots, and he's starting to get it. But, the biggest thing for me is his rebounding. I think, I challenge him to go get rebounds and get on the boards, and he's being more aggressive when it comes to that. And, if a college coach comes to see him, I want them to see the total package and not just him being a shooter. But I think really the guy who's really been gluing us together is Kamani Bass. He's one of the quickest guys in the county, play football. I think he's finally getting that football motor out of him, and he's starting to play like a true point guard. And, he's running the offense. He's not turning the ball over. And as a team, our turnovers are down. And so I'm really proud at him. I think he's averaging about 6 to 8 assists a game. He's going to get steals. He's just a gnat. I mean, and I love him on the defense. Sometimes I sacrifice him taking a wild shot because I know he's going to come back and try to get it on the defensive end. So he's been holding us together. Josh Wiley has really been stepping up, being a great rebounder and playing any position I tell him to do. Lane has come in, and he's like my Draymond Green. And I tell him, like, you're the quarterback. You run. I don't care if you score or not, but you're a great passer. You put people in the right position. So I think people are starting to get to know their roles. And, shout out to the young guys. They're pushed our older guys to the limit where they realize that, hey, I got to step my game up and play, because at some point in time I was going to go totally young. And the older guys, they didn't quit. They kept fighting. And now we come together as a team, and I think that's what's making us click a little bit, is our younger guys pushing our older guys to the limit.
So let's rewind for just a second. Malik Sanders, 70% from the field. That's like Tony Rutland numbers, man.
Yeah, I mean, and he's he's shooting really well. I mean, again, he's always in the gym. He pushes Josiah Cobb. We were fortunate not to have a lot of injury bugs, but we did have a lot of sickness, and a lot of our main guys were absent when we were going through that losing spell. But the younger guys stepped up, and I think when they came back, they started working hard and, started fighting.
So, Coach, we mentioned horse racing, so I've got to bring that up. We always liked a horse called the Chosen Vron because of how he finished. There's a horse running today called Hit Show. He's running the Mine Shaft Stakes at Fairgrounds in New Orleans. He has won almost $9 million on the track because he's one of those closing horses. He runs extremely well down the stretch. You're running well down the stretch. How do you keep it rolling down the stretch? And is this something that your kids understand? Like you said, you're clicking right now.
Yeah, I think they're a visual group. I've gotten videos from stuff in the past that I've shown them. And, we're just watching more videos, and I think they see it. They're buying in. We struggled a little bit against Rockville in the first half. I thought we took it too personal, and we're a little bit selfish. And then once in the second half we started sharing the ball and playing more as a team, then that's when we started playing better. So again, we're gonna have those spells. It's just a matter of just letting the guys know, hey, it's okay, but let's win it the right way as a team.
Hit Show 9 to 5 on the morning line, trained by Brad Cox. We will have a ticket on him, Coach. I'll tell you that for sure. All right. So talk about what you got coming up this week.
Yeah, we got a tough Smyrna team. They got two great players. They're playing. They get up and down. I know they had a tough game against Stewart's Creek last night, but that's a team that is probably could win their district. And for us, it's just a matter of just seeing different type of teams, whether it's two guards, whether it's one. But my biggest thing is defense, and I love the fact that we have bought in defensively the last, past games, and we're rebounding. And, it started maybe the Blackman game when we lost to Blackman. I think we held them down to a low shooting percentage, but at the end of the day, I think we out-rebounded them a couple of rebounds. But, that's what I'm really big on right now. And, as you get pushed for later games in the tournament, it has to be the defensive end. It can't be the offensive end.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. Pat Riley had a saying, no rebounds, no rings.
Correct.
Those Laker teams that were so good, the Showtime, the defense was what drove those teams,
Yeah. And, people slept on Golden State when they went on that run, but their defense was really great. They had guys that play their role. But, I'm really proud. I also, me coming from Laverne, I want to give a big shout out to Tarski Jones, 4-year senior starter for this year. I know they didn't have the record that they had, but he's always been given 100%. And he's the last guy who has made Laverne history by going to the Glass House. And, he could have easily gave up, but, he's been, every time I watch film, he's always pushing through, trying to be a leader, and he gives 100%. So, big shout out to him. I miss those guys, but, at the end of the day, it's a business, and I know my guys are willing to work, and I know we're going to have a couple of older guys that really step up for this tournament.
The district tournament, the region tournament, the familiarity, because everybody knows everybody, going to make it really fun. You think so?
I think so. I think everybody knows it's not going to be a shock. And I think it was good for us to play Franklin before, Sub-State, because that could be a potential, matchup. But playing other teams is tough. But, knowing other guys in the regions, it makes it harder.
Oh, yeah, without question, because there's all that familiarity, and you really can't sneak up on anybody.
For sure.
That's Coach Tony Rutland with Oakland High School doing great things with the Patriots. If you want to see a good game, Tuesday night's game will be really good, and that's at your place, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so head on over there to Oakland and check out the Smyrna Bulldogs and the Oakland Patriots on Tuesday night, and then get to the district tournament. Coach Rutland, appreciate your time. Wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate you.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Middle Tennessee Electric, serving our community by providing affordable, reliable, and safe electricity. Online at mte.com.